Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your weekly check-in for the 19th to the 25th of November. These messages are for Sagittarius Sun, Moon or Rising. If you need more information on that or you just want to look at your birth chart in general, there's a link to a website that can help you out with that in the description box below the video. Thank you to everyone who watches the videos, likes, shares, comments and subscribes to the channel as well. It's all very much appreciated. If you would like to book a personal reading, please see the info in the description box for that as well. So these are the oracle decks I'm going to be using for today's reading. We're going to start off with the Goddesses, Gods and Guardians card, and that will be your main theme for this weekly check-in. So what does Sagittarius Sun, Moon or Rising need to know for the 19th to the 25th of November, please? What's your main theme? What's the main theme for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon or Rising for the 19th to the 25th of November? Right, so I just did Virgo and they got this message as well. Carne, life force, energy. And you have another one. You have Bridget, you are a healer. Okay. And strangely, at the end of their reading, because I used the Spirit Animal Oracle deck, their message was related to healing as well, but it was more healing themselves. So I'm going to get your messages out from the tarot as well before we look into this. So what else does Sagittarius, Sun, Moon or Rising need to know as their main theme? So what's the main theme? You've got the Devil and you have the Moon as well. That is a very interesting set of cards. And together, you would, well, I would, looking at these two together just on their own, there would be something here for me about fears with the two of these here. But let's see what else comes out, and I will have a look in the book. I think I'll probably read the Bridget card. I'll just give you a brief summary of the Carne card since we just had it. But let's get your energy specifically. So you've got the Nine of Cups there. And any external or surrounding energies. I'm not doing that again. I did that for Virgo where I took 3 cards and it got complicated. Well, it felt complicated. Actually, you've got one of the same ones they had, which is the Eight of Pentacles. Oh, look, that's what was going to come out. The Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords, Nine of Wands, Eight of Pentacles. That kind of suggests people coming to you for help, which is a very similar theme to the Virgo message. But let's try that again. So external or surrounding energies for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon or Rising. And we have, right, we've got the Three of Cups, and that's other people, that is. So this energy for your external, I know sometimes for me I say that it's that the surrounding energy may not be people or a person. It may be a situation. It could be like astrological influences, that sort of, it's an energy that pushes you to do something, that you sort of feel the pressure or the calling to do something. But this, I mean, Three of Cups, it's other people, support groups, friendship, community. Two of Cups is connections with others. So I would say that's specifically involving other people this time. And guidance for you as well. You have the King of Wands. Okay. So let's have a look in the books at your cards and see what comes up. In the books, in the book, there's only one book. So the Carne energy, life force energy. It's kind of a self-care energy. It's about looking after yourself, making sure that you take time out to replenish your vitality, your energy, eating healthily, drinking water. I hate water. No, I don't hate water actually, but I've been through different phases of my life where I can gulp down tons of water. This phase isn't it. Right now I'm not in a phase where I can drink tons of water. I always have to have like a squeeze of lemon or something in it to give it a little bit of flavour. But yeah, it's just taking care of your health overall, whether it is through food, exercise, your mental well-being, just your overall well-being, looking after yourself so that you maintain your life force energy. Let's look at the Bridget energy. Actually, I'll quickly look at the Carne one and see if there's a key point that I need to pick out. It's managing your time as well. Making sure that you're not overgiving to others. Let's see, is there anything else? Not necessarily, to be honest. Yeah, it's just what I was saying. So Bridget, the Bridget message. It says, you're a healer. Trust the healing energy of the goddess. Cross the threshold. So Bridget is an Irish goddess of fire, water, and healing medicine, poetry, and smithcraft. And I feel like I've heard the term smithcraft before, and for the life of me, I can't remember what it is without looking it up. Right, her name means fiery arrow. Legend says that when she was born, a flame reached from her head to the heavens. Her feast day, Imbalik, I feel like I've seen the word before, I'm not sure if I've pronounced that right, on 1st of February, heralds the beginning of spring. Her symbols are thresholds, the hearth, sparks and flames, holy wells, snowdrops, and the bride's cross made of reeds. The Celtic goddess of the flame and the well has arrived to take you across the threshold. This is a reinitiation into your ancient healing powers from Mother Earth. Bridget boldly declares, you are a healer, you carry tools, remedies, and skills earned during previous incarnations. The healing energy of the goddess is embedded in your cells. If you need healing yourself, let Bridget's bright blessings light the way. Strengthen your belief in your own power to heal, or are you being called to facilitate healing for others? Remember, a healer's job isn't to rescue people from their problems. This came up in Virgo's reading, so you may have a connection to Virgo, or Virgo may be your sun, moon, or rising sign, in addition to Sagittarius being your sun, moon, or rising sign. That might be relevant. Where was I now? I've confused myself. Right, remember, a healer's job isn't to rescue people from their problems. It's a humble role that helps someone call in their own highest vision of health and well-being. It's always the person who's receiving the healing who chooses how, when, and to what extent they're ready to heal. The powerful ancient healer inside you may be scared of coming forwards. That's the fear. I said fears there, didn't I? Potentially. You may be fearful. Okay, I didn't actually see the word fearful. All I saw was scared of coming forwards. But okay, fearful, ridicule, criticism, or even punishment. Long ago, the deep knowledge you carry was stolen, discredited, and used against you. So I believe they're talking about the witchcraft. Witchcraft. Witch hunts. Should I say not witchcraft? Witch hunts. But it's safe now to light up the world with your healing gifts. You're here to facilitate deep healing for other beings and for Mother Earth. Additional meanings say, be optimistic and proactive about healing yourself. You're stronger than you think. Use complementary or integrative therapies in combination with conventional medicine. An important spiritual gateway is opening, so cross the threshold and positive expectations. Spring clean your home to create space for new energy. And visit Bridget's holy wells in Ireland, for example, County Kildare. The invocation says, and healing energies flow through me from the goddess. It's safe to heal. So the very first video I believe I posted for Sagittarius for this channel, I could be wrong here. It was a few months ago, well, several months ago now. I believe it was something about your spiritual path, stepping into your spiritual path or onto your spiritual path, and that is coming to mind here. I don't know if that's relevant, but if you want to check that out, so that would have been about July. So it would have been the first, I feel like it's the first Sagittarius reading I did, and I really feel like it was about your spiritual path. So July 2023. But anyway, so I have some thoughts on what's going on here, but I feel like I want to clarify because I'm not 100% certain. I mean, I got the thing about the fears here straight away. That could be relevant to you. I mentioned other people here as well. So there may be, in terms of healing, that could be, there's connections with other people here with healing. I don't know if you're healing yourself at this time or if you've already surpassed that, to be honest. And this 9 of Cups is where, because this is your energy specifically, this is where you are healed, and it's just a case of being ready now to take that out and use that to help others. Because the King of Wands here, that's someone who's very proactive, isn't it? And he's got leadership energy, he's got strong leadership skills, entrepreneurial skills as well. So let's have a look first of all at the Moon and the Devil to begin with and see. I mean, as I say, fear, the Devil in itself, it's what holds you back. It can be, what holds you back. Fear holds you back sometimes, doesn't it? The Moon is things that are hidden, and it can be fears too. So let's have a look at that in more depth and see what we get for that. If I can actually shuffle the deck properly. So the devil and the moon, please. Why are they there as your main part of your main theme? Right, so I've got the Ten of Pentacles there. I'm going to put that back. It doesn't feel right. Let's try that again. And the devil's kind of I don't know if you can see that peeking out of the deck, kind of wanting to come out again, but let's try that again. Right, the devil and the moon. Why is that there? It's going to be hilarious if the Ten of Pentacles flies back out, isn't it? After I said it didn't feel right, but... Right, so we've got the Seven of Cups there. That can be connected to confusion sometimes. What was I going to say? Something about dreams as well, because I believe the moon can be connected to dreams, as can the Seven of Cups. And I mean dreams as in when you sleep, you know, sleep dreams. You've got the Lovers there. It's another card of connections or choosing what you love. Anything else? You've got the King of Cups. I mean, he can be a spiritual teacher, can't he? The King of Cups. He can be known as a spiritual teacher. It can be about emotions, where you have hidden emotions as well, where you, again, the King of Cups, he feels very deeply, but he doesn't always express. He's very cautious or wary about when and how he expresses his feelings. But he does have a very caring, sensitive nature as well, and can be known as a spiritual guide or teacher. Anything else for him? Or not for him, for the moon and the moon. So someone could be hiding their abilities, to be honest, even if it's not spiritual. I mean, you can be a healer without being spiritual, can't you? Like, it could be, I mean, I don't know. I think life in general, the whole thing is spiritual, really, isn't it? But what else? What else could it be if you were a healer? You could be... I'm trying to think of examples, but every example I think of, to me, is spiritual. I guess that's just because that's where my mind goes, that life is just a whole big spiritual thing, whether anyone believes it or not, because obviously it's free will. You get to choose what you believe. So, like, even if I said, oh, he might be a counsellor or something, to me, that's still spiritual, even if it's like a psychologist type counsellor. Let's see what else comes up for that. I mean, the Page of Swords can be a student, can't they? Or if you are someone who's holding back your abilities or gifts, it can be that you feel that you're not knowledgeable enough with that Page of Swords, because sometimes that's where you feel like you need more information on something. Right, I'm going to try... Do I want to try that again, or do I want to take that? You know what? I think I'm going to take these, because these are facing up and I can see the relevance there. So let me just make sure I've got all of the ones that fell. I'm not sure if anything else fell down there. I think... Nope, I think that's it. So, right, now you've got the Queen of Pentacles. Again, that's a very nurturing earth goddess type energy. And she kind of... I mean, there's a similarity there with her and this Bridget character. Well, not character. They've both got the green on, so that's a connection with the earth, isn't it? It feels similar. It feels very similar. What else have you got? You've got the Six of Wands. I mean, that's a leader, isn't it? And then you've got the Hermit. That's somebody he's been on his journey. He's been on his path. He's discovered what he needs to discover. He's knowledgeable. I mean, we don't really look at the Hermit as a teacher per se, but they are, to me, someone who can lead by example. So you could be hiding, again, you could be hiding your abilities or a talent that you have, or the gift of healing, whatever way that comes through for you. And there can be many different ways that can come through, can't there? I mean, some people, it can just be that by literally talking to people, just in general, that people feel comforted by them and it helps them to heal. It can literally be spiritual practices. It could be more on the practical side. You could literally be a teacher, like a school teacher. They can, in a way, they can kind of help people heal or progress or whatever it is, whatever capacity it is. The only thing I think I want to look at here is the Lovers. I think everything else kind of is along the lines of the healing stuff, but it's about hiding or holding back from that. So let's look at the Lovers. Why is the Lovers here? Oh, it's well, it's still connections with other people. But why? It's definitely connections with others, but what, how, where, when, why? What's the relevance here of the Lovers just in the middle of all of this? Right, Ace of Pentacles. I mean, that's an opportunity. Is there something here, I'm going to try that again, about opportunity or an opportunity to connect with others or someone through healing? Even if that makes sense, I don't know what I'm still not 100% sure. Or maybe it's saying that you hold back from connecting through others, with others through healing. That could be relevant. That could be what it means. Nope. Try again. Sometimes it almost feels like someone purposely knocks all of the cards out of your hands. Right, let's try that again. Anything else after the Ace of Pentacles, please? So we've got the Seven of Wands. You know what? That Seven of Wands actually doesn't feel right. I can hear it in my head. No, it's not right. It's not right. Okay, let me put these back and try that again. Because sometimes I'll try to ignore it if I get something in my mind that's saying that's not right, and I'll just carry on with it. But no, that was pretty strong. Let's try that again. Anything else after the Ace of Pentacles? I almost feel like nothing else wants to come out, but okay, we'll look at that Eight of Pentacles. Let's see what these are. These are all in reverse, aren't they? So we've got the Three of, I mean, that kind of is about healing, isn't it, really? I think it's right that it is about holding back. You may be holding back from opportunities to connect with others through healing or for healing or something to do with healing. Again, it's not about rescuing people. But say if you have abilities, then you could be avoiding, it could be just about avoiding sharing that ability or sharing your knowledge or something. So I don't think I can get clearer on that. So I'm going to put these all back. Yeah, it was just those, wasn't it? Because you got a lot of clarifiers out. So let's look at your energy specifically. So it was the Nine of Cups for you specifically, how you're dealing with things. You may not want the responsibility. You may feel like it will tie you down if you start using your gifts, ability, talent, whatever it is. You may feel like you've healed from whatever, and you may be at a point in your life where it's like, no, I just want to be free now. I've healed and I just want to be free to go off and do what I want and be happy. And there's nothing wrong with that, but maybe your calling is to assist others and to get them to the same point as you, or to help them to get to the same point of view as you, not point of view. Nine of Cups. So your energy specifically. You may not want your peace disturbed, to be honest. Right, and the Tower would disturb someone's peace big time, wouldn't it, really? But you might not have a choice, to be honest. Let's see, what else is coming up for that Tower card or next to the Tower? I might have to clarify the Tower on its own. We've got the Hierophant. We've got the Eight of Wands. Anything else? Eight of Swords and the Ace of Wands. Let's look at the Tower on its own. There may be someone here where you might have certain abilities, but again, I think it said in the card that you might be concerned about what others will think. You may even have a background where, say if you were from a strict religious background, where you've kind of been told that, say if you had a spiritual gift, like you were clairvoyant or something, you've been told it's evil because you've come from a very strict religious background, and you might be trying to keep it to yourself from that and put on like a facade. You might be kind of putting on a facade and holding back in that way. Let's look at the Tower. Or say if you were someone that you consider yourself to be a witch, or you are a witch, and you're sort of having to be in the closet, there may be that coming up as well, being in the closet about that. Or you may have gifts that you want to reject, because I know, like for example, I've had quite a few, I've only just realized how many times this has happened actually in my life, where I've not predicted deaths, but I've kind of known when I was going to hear about a death. I mean, very, very literally. Like one occasion, I had a friend, or have a friend in America. And before I went to bed, it's not like I regularly had contact with this person. I thought to myself, right before I went to sleep at bedtime, so it was probably like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, something, I thought, I'm going to get a message from this person at midnight. I'm going to get an important text message from this person at midnight. So I went to sleep, woke up in the middle of the night, picked up my phone, looked at the phone. It said, and I did say a specific time as well, I said 3 a.m. was in my head. Picked up my phone in the middle of the night. It was 2:59 and it switched to 3 a.m. Straight away, text came through. It was that person, and the message was that they're just hearing the news about a death in the family. There have been other things as well where I've literally had specific feelings about people, and I don't think I've predicted their death. I think they'd probably already passed, and I somehow had some knowing, and then it was like I knew I was going to hear about it. Like I've had a thought, and just, I mean, I could list quite a few things, and it's quite scary thinking about it. And that is something where it did scare me. I'm like, I don't want to know about this stuff. Nobody wants to know if somebody's going to die or have a feeling that they're going to die. But I don't, as I say, I don't think it's that I knew that they were, like I was literally predicting you are going to die. It was more that there was an energy that I was going to hear about their death, or they probably were ill or something like that, and they were already in the process of dying, and somehow I picked up on that energy. But yeah, that's it's kind of creepy. It is kind of creepy, to be honest, and it's something that it's the kind of thing that you'd want to reject, isn't it? I mean, who wants to know if somebody's going to die? So people might have gifts, like say somebody's a medium, and they can actually see the dead. I think that would scare the shit out of a lot of people. It scares me, because I keep thinking to myself, now, if I've had those feelings about when I'm going to hear about someone's death, how long is it till I'm going to start seeing something or hearing something I don't want to hear? You know what I mean? It can kind of scare you. So that's kind of like a pretty, I don't know if I want to say exaggerated or extreme, but yeah. Those are, there's certain gifts, or if someone can see into the future or something like that, those kind of things can scare you, because, there's some things you don't want to know, are there? So, yeah, I don't know why I went off on a tangent about that, but okay. So let's look at the Tower. I think that's what I was going to look at first of all. And I said something about not wanting to disturb your peace. You just want to be in a sense of blissful ignorance, probably. I mean, you've got the 8 of Swords there. So that can be where you're trying to block everything out, can't it? Or you're feeling trapped in some way, shape or form. So let's look at the Tower. Right, and I said you don't want anything disturbing your peace. I mean, this particular 4 of Cups to me looks like they are meditating rather than the whole rejection. Well, it can be, I suppose it could be rejection if you're trying to block out the peace. And I keep seeing this as a do not disturb sign now. I think it's because of a few of the readings I did last week. It felt like a do not disturb sign. So that's all I'm getting from this now. But yeah, it looks more like they're meditating and in deep contemplation and trying to figure something out. So in reverse, you don't want anything disturbing your peace, do you really? And then what do we have? We have the 5 of Wands. That's conflicts, challenges. But I don't know, it's almost like maybe you don't have a choice. If you do have some sort of gift or ability or talent or skill that you're meant to use, something with that Tower card, something might be happening or might happen where it pushes you, and it's like, well, you've got no choice, buddy. This is happening whether you like it or not. Let's look at the Tower again. Let's get one more for the Tower, and then I may look at the Hierophant as well. See, 9 of Pentacles, it can be kind of a gilded cage kind of energy, like a comfort zone. So again, you may be in a phase where you might be kind of drama free for the moment. because this drama never ends, does it? Well, not never ends, but something will always come up. Like, you can't just have a completely, unless you completely cut yourself off from society, you can't have a completely peaceful life. And even if you cut yourself off, anything could happen. There could be like a dramatic weather event or something mad could happen like that. But yeah, it's almost like you just want to conserve your peace and just be left alone to be in blissful peace. And not ignorance is a bit of a strong word to use, but I think you get the gist of it. So the Hierophant, let's see why that's there. See, this is Eight of Wands. It can be a card. For me, it can be about progression. Sometimes it can be about communication. So again, if you were receiving any kind of spiritual messages, it's going towards the Eight of Swords, and that's kind of blocking it out, isn't it, really? But let's look at the Hierophant. Why is that there? I'm going to try that again. It didn't feel right. I know I keep saying that, but I mean, that wouldn't surprise me. If you are in an energy where you're trying to block stuff out, you could be saying something like, no, that doesn't feel right. I don't want to hear that. You know what I mean? So let's try that again. The Hierophant. Why is that there, please? So 5 of Cups, and then we have the 8 of Cups. Why do I feel like this? I mean, I know they're dressed the same, but it kind of feels like the same person. Anything else for that? We'll take it this way. Right, okay, yeah. I think that kind of goes with what I was saying about one of the reasons why someone may be sort of resisting or holding back any gifts, talents, abilities that they have is because of that thing about fear of ridicule or judgment or whatever it is, where again, you could be demonized if you've got certain spiritual abilities. You could be mocked, anything. And so the Hierophant for me would be it's the rules, isn't it? This, as I've said in previous readings, this Hierophant card, it's like the dark side of the Hierophant, the controlling Hierophant, where you've got the book, you've got the rule book there. And it's like, if you don't follow the rules, if you don't obey the rules, then you get the whip, and the people are submissive in the card. So again, if someone has come from a particularly strict religious, or it doesn't even have to be religious, sometimes it's just cultural, or just certain families or groups have certain beliefs, and it's like if you go against that, or if they think it's wrong, then you get demonized, don't you? So there may be worry around that. It could represent society in general, that you just feel like you're odd or unique or different, and it's like you feel like you're going to be rejected. That 5 of Cups for me, it's kind of like avoiding being hurt, avoiding being judged, avoiding being hurt, avoiding being demonized. And then you've got the 8 of Cups. So I don't know, it feels kind of like avoiding rejection. These two together kind of feel like avoiding rejection. It's like you'd kind of rather walk away from something that you connected to, which would be a gift, and kind of avoiding your truth, or avoiding what is the truth. You'd rather walk away from that than to be rejected and hurt. But you've got the Ace of Wands there, and I mean, Ace of Wands, that's a spiritual card, isn't it? So it's like you can't escape from that. You might not want your peace disturbed, but can you really escape from it? Let's have a quick look at the Ace of Wands. And I know your reading is getting quite long. To be honest, most of the weekly check-ins for this week are quite long. Right, you've got the 8 of Pentacles there. You've got the Empress there. I kind of feel like it's saying that again, I still get a vibe that you may not be able to avoid this, but whether you can or you can't avoid it, it's sort of saying this gift, ability, talent, skill, healing ability, whatever it is that you have, if you're willing to put the work in and pay attention to it, then it can bring you to your fullest potential, or help you live up to your fullest potential. Let's just get one more for that. Yeah, we'll take those. Yeah, if you open up to it and go with it, then it can help you live up to your fullest potential. There's a Page of Pentacles there. I don't really feel like that's necessary to keep, but that's where you're willing to be like a student and to start to plant a seed and go for something, isn't it? To try something. But again, we've got resistance. This is Nine of Wands. It has different meanings. Sometimes it can be resilience. Sometimes it can be determination. Sometimes it can be protection. Here it feels more like resistance because it came out with the Devil, because again, that's holding back, isn't it? Right, so I'm going to put all of those back. I'm pretty clear that Nine of Cups for me, it feels like not wanting your peace disturbed. You've healed. You may be in a period where it's quite peaceful, life is quite pleasant, but you may have an ability that you're holding back from. And again, it may not literally be spiritual, but it's like you're holding back from it because you probably don't want your peace to be disturbed. And I will point out, I mean, I've worked as a support worker. Even that could be considered to be a healing ability as well, or a teaching assistant, especially if it's with people with special needs, because that's a really special kind of support and assistance that you're providing for people, and it really can help them to feel like they're getting some kind of healing in some way, shape or form. So let's put this back here on top of the Nine of Cups, and then we'll have a look at the Three of Cups and the Two of Cups. And I said it's just other people, isn't it? Support and connecting with others. And you may be feeling called to that, but again, are you kind of resisting it? Right, and Seven of Swords for me, it can be an escape plan. So yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people say it's about lies, deceit, which it can be, but I think my go-to is usually risky behavior or escape plan. So again, it's the energy of trying to escape from that or resist it. That feels like a calling. That does. The Three of Wands, it feels like something you're being called to, which is strange for the Three of Wands, because that's usually about manifestation and intentions. But it almost feels like the calling itself. I don't know, I think what's the image that's in my head, because usually the Three of Wands, it's a person standing on the shore and there are boats there. And that is the image that would usually make me feel more like somebody's being called to something, but I'm still getting the same vibe from this as well. Right, and then you've got the High Priestess. I mean, that is like the spiritual stuff, isn't it? Potentially, or at the very least, it's that you know what you're being called to, even if it's not literally spiritual, you know what you're being called to. Do I want to take that? We will take that. Two of Pentacles. That may be the shouldn't I kind of vibe. You've got the Six of Cups there. You may have always had this ability. You may have always had it. And then the Queen of Cups, I mean, she could be a healer. She's the psychic. She has abilities, doesn't she? Water in itself is healing. You may have had this ability for a long time, or you may have had it in childhood and it kind of, you lost sight of it, or it kind of just was in the background as you became an adult. Let's look at the Six of Cups and the Two of Pentacles. So Six of Cups first. Six of Cups. So you've got the Two of Cups and Four of Swords. I mean, the Four of Swords is a card of healing, isn't it? Or it can be a card of healing. I think you've had this gift for a long time, or you've had it in the past as a child, and it's kind of gotten kind of pushed down or shut down or whatever, potentially as an adult, or you just haven't used it or paid as much attention to it as you've gotten older. And that you may have connected to people with it in the past and been able to somehow heal people in the past. If we're going more along the lines of a spiritual gift. Two of Pentacles, as I said, it could be the back and forth of should I do this, shouldn't I do this, or it could be concerns about balance again, the responsibility, because it is a responsibility if you're involved in assisting people to heal and taking on that responsibility, isn't it? You are allowed to have a happy life and to have freedom and peace, but, you know, it's the balance. So Two of Pentacles, why is that there? Ten of Swords, okay. Could be concerned about the negative impact if you take on the responsibility as well, or if it will cause you any harm. You've got the Nine of Cups there. Yeah, so you've got the Ten of Wands. So that Ten of Swords and Ten of Wands, that's like the burden, isn't it, of a certain responsibility or a gift that you may have. That's where there can be a burden. But then you've got the Nine of Cups, the Fool, and the World. Those are where the side of things where you have freedom. Where you have freedom in life, where you can pursue whatever you want to pursue. You haven't got anything holding you back. So again, it's that you may be considering, if I take this on, is it just going to be too much? Right, I'll leave that there and we'll get onto your advice. I know this reading is very long, as are most of the ones for this this week's check-in. To be honest, this week's check-in, a lot of them have felt like monthly. Some of the messages have been pretty intense, but I have to say, the time I'm recording this, we're still in Scorpio season, which, as you may know, Scorpio is about big transformations, what's hidden, death, rebirth, and we are coming up to Sagittarius season as we leave Scorpio season. So I shouldn't be surprised that messages are big, because I think the transformation kind of occurs, or there's a major turning point in transformations during Scorpio season, and then Sag is a fire energy, isn't it? So that's where the action happens. Once you've done the deep dive in Scorpio season, the action comes in Sagittarius season, because they're the ones that are willing to go off on a new adventure and travel. And whether it is literally travel to another country, or to travel on a new path, or mentally, or whatever it is. I mean, as you know, because you are Sagittarius. So King of Wands. So this is where the action is taken, isn't it? And that's your advice. So let's try that again. It's Four of Swords. I mean, that is healing again, isn't it? But Four of Swords, what's the advice here? I'm going to try that again. It still didn't feel right. I mean, the first thing I would say is step into a sense of leadership with it. How it wanted to come out, didn't it? The Four of Swords. Okay, Four of Swords, Eight of Cups. I almost feel like it's saying you can't hide from this with that energy coming out, but I don't know. Let's see what else comes out. That's the Star. That's a card of healing as well, isn't it? But it's also a card of hope and guidance too. You know, like a guiding light or guiding star type energy. Then you have the Ten of Wands. That's like the roadblocks. Your card here, Sagittarius, Knight of Wands. That's where you go off onto a new adventure. You pursue a path and you don't let anything stand in your way here. I mean, the way the Knight of Wands is facing the Ten of Wands, it's as if he doesn't care if there's how many wands, pieces of wood, whatever it is there. He's ready to like knock it all down to get to his goal. And then you've got the Death card, which is the card of transformation, isn't it? It almost feels like it's saying that you've healed. And I mean, we can't heal every single thing in our lives and every aspect in our life, but it may be saying that you've healed in the way that's relevant and that matters now, for you to kind of move on and leave that behind and pursue a new path, and to use what you've learned and your abilities to move forward. So it's like using what you've learned and using it to lead, or to I think the main thing is to lead in a way, whether it's lead by example. I think it would probably be more like lead by example. But obviously, as it said, if you're a healer, you're using abilities, but it's assisting people. They have to allow that in, don't they? So I think I'm going to leave that there. I think I've talked for long enough. So I think your advice is to kind of recognize how far you've come and sort of recognize what you've achieved, and that you are now ready to share that with others and to assist, I'll say, rather than support. And I think I can't remember if I gave the meaning about what I said about support in this reading. I think it was in the Virgo reading I said it. So the Virgo reading there is a similarity to this. This is more on the spiritual side, but there is relevance. So if you've got Virgo as your sun, moon or rising, then you might want to check that one out as well. But I think it's kind of saying that it's time to take this out and share it, and to lead by example and to lead with it. So let's get you a final card of advice from the Spirit Animal Oracle deck. Right, final advice for Sagittarius, please. Right, okay, you've got 2, you've got tend to the small things, and you have turn knowledge into wisdom. I feel like this one is the relevant one. I'm not saying the mouse spirit one isn't irrelevant, tend to the small things. I will have a look at the tend to the small things one for little, to see if there's like a brief bit of information, but I think the wolf spirit one is the key here, turn knowledge into wisdom. So let's move these down here. Let's put that up there actually and put that like that, I think. So, right, this tend to the small things. Let's have a quick look at that. So, let's see if there's anything relevant here. I will say the key thing at the end of this message, yeah, there's something at the end of this message that seems key. Right, yeah. Is there some detail or nuance about how you engage others or operate in the world that is key to your success, but you've too readily dismissed as nothing big or nothing special? Mouse Spirit reminds you that what seems small may be more important and powerful than you think. So look again. Do not underestimate yourself or your potential for co-creating something amazing when you pay attention to the details. I think that might be a key point for you here. Right, I think that's the key point. So I'm going to leave that one there. Let's look at the wolf spirit message. I mean, the rest of the mouse spirit message is about the day-to-day, looking at the day-to-day, looking at paying attention to small details like fine print and the detail. Like, say if you're pursuing a dream, it's to pay attention to the small things, like consistency would be a small thing, and the small details in terms of that. But I think what I just read to you was the key point. Let's look at the wolf spirit message. So the oracle message part of it says, wolf spirit leads you deep into the enchanted forest that holds the secrets to your life. Can you sense her beckoning you to follow, asking you to take all you have learned and all you are learning and make it yours? Can you integrate it all into your body, mind and spirit? Whatever lessons you've learned along the way, do not leave them unexamined. Be loyal to your dreams, to your soul, and to turning knowledge into wisdom and experience into magic. You are the one you have been waiting for. Be still and know that the sound of your heart beats in harmony with the whole world. The appearance of wolf spirit is an auspicious omen that says you are truly in alignment with your destiny. The protection message says what is unknown is still yet to be discovered. When wolf spirit appears, you are being told not to pretend you know something when you don't. You won't impress anyone with a little bit of knowledge. In fact, you rob yourself of a true experience and education if you tell yourself you are done learning or you don't have to know something. Be open, be humble, be teachable, and the world will open itself up for you like magic. Now is the time to look into the world with reverence and awe and an insatiable curiosity. You will never grow old if you are willing to keep learning. Wolf Spirit is waiting to be your mystical, loving guide. And I'll just point out finally, before I wrap the reading up, in terms of healing with other people and connecting with other people on that level as well, there's always something that you will learn from helping others to heal too. As much as, I think I've mentioned this in other readings before, as much as we heal from certain things, it's often layers, isn't it, or spirals of healing where it's like chapters to it where you heal from a certain part or you heal in a big way, but then there's still always more that you can learn from that. It's almost never ending. So in working with others in that way and using what you know and helping to assist them and leading by example, you'll learn from that experience as well. So I'll leave your message there. Hopefully there was something helpful here for you. Thank you for watching. Feel free to like, share or comment on the video. You're welcome to subscribe to the channel as well. If you'd like to book a personal reading, again, see the description box for information on how to do that. And until the next video, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon or Rising, take care.